girls, guess what? I dreamed about Mr. Yusri last night. He keep on asking me about audit. Do you all have any idea about it?
Audit?
Yes.
I just read about it.
About what?
About the audit objective. They are actually have three: primary, secondary, and specific. Primary is about the expressing of opinion from the independent, that is expert opinion from the external auditor. They are ensuring that the financial statements are recorded according to the standard that are provided from MASA, that is Malaysian Approved Standard of Accounting. The auditor is basically giving the opinion on the recommendation of the financial statements so that they can be improved. The secondary objective is about the type of the error and the frauds, while the specific objective is about the different type of auditor reviewing the different type of audit. Understand?
Oh, now I know.
So it have three objectives, right?
Yes.
Okay, first primary, secondary, and then specific objective.
Yes.
Now, how about the basic principle governing in audit? What I know right now, there are three basic principles governing an audit. First is integrity, objectivity, and independence. For example, auditor should be interest-free. He must possess qualities such as honesty, sincereness, fairness, objectivity, and so on. Secondly is skills and competence. For example, the audit should be performed and the report prepared with due professional care by persons who have adequate training, experience, and competence in auditing. And the third one is confidentiality. The auditor should respect the confidentiality of information acquired in the course of his work and should not disclose any such information to a third party without specific authority or unless there is a legal or professional duty to disclose. Wendy, do you know any basic principle?
Yes, I know. There are three other basic principles governing an audit. First, documentation. The auditor should document matters which are important in providing evidence the audit was carried out in accordance with the basic principles. The auditor should plan based on knowledge of the client business. This work to enable him to conduct an effective audit in efficient and timely manner. Second, audit evidence. The auditor should obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence through the performance of compliance and substantive procedure to enable him to draw reasonable conclusion therefrom on which to base his opinion on the financial information. And the last one, professional behavior. He should not only act in a professional manner but should also appear to be professional. He should maintain his professional knowledge and skill at the level required to ensure that a client or employer receive the benefit of competence professional service based on the up-to-date development in auditing practice and relevant legislation.
Now we know basically six basic principles governing an audit.
But I'm still not understand about the auditor's responsibility for detecting fraud. Isn't that they are just expressing opinion?
Well, actually, it is not the auditor's responsibility to detect the fraud, but the fraud can be detected when they are in the middle of process doing auditing.
I thought that they are detecting the...
No, it's not their work, but it is in the middle of the auditing process. They might be detect any fraud. For example, and errors are unintentional misstatements or omission in financial statements. Examples are mistakes in gathering or processing accounting data and mistakes in applying accounting principles. As for fraud, it arises from fraudulent financial reporting and from misinterpretation of asset. For fraudulent financial reporting, it is an intentional misstatement or omission of an amount or disclosure financial statement. For example, the manipulation or falsification or even alteration of records or even documents. As for the misinterpretation of asset, it kind of, they stole the asset from the company. For example, embezzling cash, stealing the company's inventory, or causing payment for services but not yet received.
Oh, there's meaning of auditors' responsibility for detecting fraud. But I still wonder, what is the meaning of management assertions? Who can explain to me?
Okay, from this auditing textbook that I just read, management assertions are implied or expressions representation by management about classes of transactions and the related account in financial statement. There are 7 categories of assertion. The first is existence and occurrence, right and obligations, completeness, valuations, measurement, and the lastly is presentation and disclosure. For the existence means that the assertions deal about whether the asset, liabilities, and equities are included in the balance sheet, actually included in the balance sheet debt. For the occurrence, the assertions deal whether recorded transactions included in the financial statement occurred during the accounting period for the occurrence. And for the right and obligations, it's deal with whether assets are the right of the entity and liability are the obligations of the entity at a given debt. For the completeness, of course, we heard about completeness means that all the transactions and account that should be incurred in the financial statement are included. For the valuations, the assets, liability, equity, revenue, and expenses account have been included in the financial statement at appropriate amount. And how about the measurements and presentations and disclosure? Oh, measurement is about determine whether the transaction or event is recorded in the proper amount, and while revenue expenses are allocated to the proper periods. For the presentation and disclosure, it deal with whether the component of the financial statement are properly combined or separated, described and disclosed. Understand about it?
So thank you, Eden. Thank you, Isika. Now I get it.
So now we get the clear picture about auditing.
And you don't have to worry about your dream anymore.
Yeah.
I think you can answer him.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, I think we're good.